Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. I Heart Aries. My name is Chelsea, and this is the channel where we do all Aries readings. And today we're going to take a look here at the energy for today for the next 48. Now, today I had a very, well, it wasn't controversial, but I had a message this morning. We talked a little chit chat. And of course, anytime I have those deep messages, I start getting little glitches in the live, and it was just saying that on my end it just shows that I don't have any service, any connection to the internet Wi-Fi. I've figured out how to keep the live going without having to get off and start a new live. I have to refresh it, but when I come back, it's going to look like when you watch it back, there's just like it glitches from one thing to the next. I've watched the video twice. I even sent it to two of my friends. And there is a glitch right where I'm going from talking about the first D, the first dimension. And as soon as I come back on, I just start from the beginning. So you didn't miss anything. There are comments that are saying that they can't understand anything I'm saying. And both of my friends are like, what are they talking about? We can hear you and understand you just fine. So I don't know if it's on your end. I don't know if the message is just not ready for you to be ready for you to receive. But I've literally spent my morning watching that video twice. And I can hear myself just fine, with the exception of the glitch in two parts. But you didn't miss anything when it glitched, because when I was live, I just started back from where I left off. So just FYI, I was going to delete it, but I'm not going to delete it because there are people who have commented on it and said, or sent me messages about it saying that they understood. So just leave it there. All right. So mini readings are going out today. All right. Anybody who has sent money for a mini reading, those are going out today. And that's really it. I don't have any other announcement. A few people have messaged me for the other slot for the one-on-one tarot course. I'm going to respond to those people today just so I can give them all the information before they make a decision. And then I'll let you guys know if that has been filled. Okay? All right. So let's get into it. This is for the next 48. Holy Spirit, Spirit guides and angels, please allow me to deliver a clear message here for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. Okay. Thank you. Oh, goodness. What I was going to say is that I am about to take a quick lunch break to go get some crawfish. So I've been trying to get this crawfish from this guy for the last 2 weeks now. He keeps selling out, and then I'll be back to finish the rest of the mini reading. So just hold your horses. They're coming. All right, let's take a look here for Aries. I'm gonna stop right there. What is the Aries collective? What do they need to see? What do they need to know today, Spirit? Ooh, 2 cards came out. Okay. I forgot my water. It's a little stuffy. All right, so we got number 7, to the sea. To the sea. And we got the fork in the road that came in reverse. So this is usually when it's in reverse, it is the protection message. So let's take a look first at number 7, which is to the sea. And this talks about being in the flow state, okay? Returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together, a natural part of events. Isn't it wonderful when you feel yourself in the flow of life? When events and conditions seem to engage you in a way that is fluid and effortless? This card reminds you that going with the flow is exactly what you need to do right now. Ride the wave of opportunity formed by perfect conditions. Allow trust and faith to guide you forward as you flow like a river into the sea of life. So being in the flow, returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together, a natural pattern of events. So being in the flow state, Aries, here is a perfect place to be, especially for anything that you are wanting to create or manifest, because then you are in the state, you're practicing the art of allowing. Okay. You are practicing the art of allowing. So next card we have is fork in the road, number 13. We know what that means, but let's take a look at the protection message. So, the essential meaning to this card is time to make a decision, considering the consequences as you prepare to act, and owning up to your obligation to make a necessary choice, which can be difficult, right? So the protection message for fork in the road says indecision is extremely frustrating and will lead to anxiety, loss, and confusion. At this juncture, you can't remain in place without losing your way together. Avoid the tendency to let others choose for you, which amounts to a subtle refusal to take responsibility. Don't give your power away, not even to this oracle. Okay? By not making a choice, you are making a choice. Very true. For which you must be accountable. If that choice leads to undesirable circumstances, take heart. Spirit never tires of giving you second chances. You can always start again once you've learned this valuable lesson. One of the most dangerous things that we have done in this life is giving up our ability to choose and thinking that we still have the ability to choose. That's dangerous, all right? And that's where we are at right now in the world. We literally have given up our ability to choose, and we think we still have the right to choose. We have the right to, but we think that we have the right to, right? You understand what I'm saying? We do have the right to, but we don't have the right to. All right. So it's dangerous. And so Aries, start practicing that individually in your own life. Never leave anything up to, and you know what I mean when I say this, right? We're not, some people be facetious, but when this comes to your life, do the choosing. Do the choosing, do the asking, okay? And with the to the sea card being in the flow state, that is the equivalent of your intuition, right? You know what feels good. When you're feeling good, you're in a higher frequency. If you're feeling bad, something is not right. There's a reason that you need to evaluate why you are in that lower frequency, because that is not normal for humans, okay? Something I'm even training with my own child. He gets so flustered that he's always like, Mama, just choose for me. And that's not even something that you want your children, you want to train your children, if they get like that as well, to be comfortable with making their own choices, because that is going to be dangerous when they grow up and them being complacent and just saying, okay, well, A and B, I have these choices to choose from. Okay, let me choose this. When the reality is that we have an infinite amount of choices, but we have something that's controlling us, saying that we only have a certain amount of choices. We only have two choices, right? It's either this or that. And if it's not this or that, then you're wrong. That's not true. All right? I hope you understand what I'm saying, because I'm talking in code, because I'm tired of the glitching on my channel. All right. So the very first card came out is the courthouse. Legal situations, decisions here, judgments. And what we could say is the law. Okay? The law. Give me more here. So number 9, love to see this card, is change. Moving on from something, moving on from an ideal, a place, a person, a state of consciousness. You're moving on. You're packing your bags and you're moving towards something else. Tell us a little bit more here about the situation. And the distant horizons, which is number 36, also reduces to 9. Something distant in the future that is coming in or is starting to be seen or recognized. Okay. There's something here consistent about ships, traveling, relocation, and moving to different states of consciousness, awareness. The awareness of being is what I'm saying when I say states of consciousness. All right. All right. We're going to leave that right there. We're going to leave that alone. Where's my deck? I'm going to pull one out of that. We'll pull one out of my deck, and then we'll pull a love card and a financial card, because this can always apply to different things and areas in your life. This card keeps coming out. I feel like, I don't know if this has anything to do with this message at all, but the fact that it keeps coming out, I'm not even going to read it because I don't want to bring the energy into here. Just read that real quick. I feel like there's a message for somebody who needs watching my readings. Not funny, but you know what I mean. All right. Nothing comes out by accident, right? So I just saw 1010 on the clock. Large sum of money. Large sum of money coming. Let's see here. What does the Aries collective need to know? We have passion. What fuels your passion, your desires, insane chemistry? In a love situation, it could like each other equally, having fun, but this also could be about your burning passions and desire, okay? And then I'm seeing here Girl Talk, which is a card of community, hanging out with friends, being together, being connected in some way. What else did I say I was going to pull? Oh, that's right. All right. We have body work. Body work. Your life purpose involves body work, such as massage therapy, energy healing, physical therapy, or exercise training. So if any of that fits for you, this could be a message for you. It doesn't have to apply, but it could be a strong message in here for you. Ooh. Let me see something real quick. All right. What was this that was coming out? Never give up. We have legendary moves. Dedicate yourself. Oh, that flipped right around. Hidden dreams and aspirations. So to the sea, being in the flow state, getting to your manifestation or the thing that you desire, being in full alignment. But the fork in the road is saying not to be complacent, not to give up your decision or choice to choose. And also when I'm seeing these two cards, the energy that I'm getting around this is that the moment that you make a decision, a concrete decision about something, is when it comes through, or is when it comes in for you, when it happens, when it manifests. Okay. And this doesn't have anything to do with the how. It doesn't have anything to do with the how. It only has to do with the what. Okay. All right. And you got dedicate yourself. So yeah, this is about choosing, making a choice, dedicating yourself to a decision. I don't know if I have that anywhere. Let me see something real quick. Maybe I do. I never read from this, but I'm being called to. So give me a second, Aries. I'm going to look up the courthouse. Obviously, it could be about courthouse, legal situations, but I think there's a deeper meaning in this card. So let's see. This is a somewhat challenging card. Here we meet a solicitor coming from proceedings in his wig, white collar and gown. This card means lawsuits, court proceedings, divorces, wills, contracts, taxes, disputes, okay, and other legal matters. But your solicitor is capable, so the outcome could be good if near you or near enabling cards. Far away or with other challenging cards, beware. Now, there's not connected to any challenging cards. It can also represent other formal public buildings like City Hall, post offices, the Motor Vehicle Bureau, blah, blah, blah. This card describes all legal, notarial matters and decisions. However, it does not necessarily announce a court dispute, but primarily reflects all decisions, discoveries, and assessments. Somebody could be overwhelmed. Your relationship has to undergo a test, or possibly it's your employment. The courthouse recommends discovering the truth and coming to an honest decision. Aha, there it is. This is a neutral or unpleasant card talking about courtrooms, taxes, offices, and negotiations. It might also stand for a decision for a public building. It could be bad news if it's distant, but if it's close to significator, it brings good news about one of these. Aha, okay. Despite the overly legal and symbolic depiction, this card can represent general official dealings of any kind and the corresponding locations, both physical and nowadays even online via the internet, about to drop the card, where such transactions could be conducted. This card relates to serious matters as well as the mundane, such as renewing driver license, passports, etc., as opposed to visually similar cards, which would be the decision making and the passing of the judgment. I got it. All right. And now it makes sense why the third party card keeps coming out actually as well. I want to pull one more here for the courthouse. I knew it. There it is. Okay. The lovers. All right. I love when that happens. Okay. So Aries, like the book said, this could be going over a number of different things. Okay, those could be going over a number of different things. But what was striking me as I was reading it and to my intuition, from to the sea to the fork in the road. Now, quite literally, if you haven't grasped it already, that there could be. We always like to ask about blockages. Okay, and I always say a lot of it, because it all stems down to what we think and what we believe to be true, or what we are aware of or not aware of. Okay, that's where you need to check in first. And then the causation of those thoughts, the energy around us, because everything is energy. Are we in work environments that are lowering our energy, our frequency? Are we in relationships that are lowering our frequency? All right. And that could be romantic or platonic or family relationships, right? When I'm seeing these energies here, Aries, it's not that somebody is completely stuck or blocked or whatever, but could be. What I am seeing here more so is that somebody is unable to see something. Somebody is either unable to make a sound decision, and you feel in this confusion state. And I would say it is because of something around you. Now, we talked this morning a lot about consciousness and the different levels of consciousness and awareness, and how certain people that we entangle with can be on lower level of consciousness that can rope us in and get us stuck and confused into sticking with them, staying with them, and being unable to detach from them, which also makes it difficult for us to listen to our own intuition. Okay, hope you guys are following me here. All right, so in a simplest term, right, when I'm just gathering from the overall energy, and this could just be one message from the next 48, there could be a different message through the tarot, but the first message is that I'm getting is that there is the inability to make a decision at the fork in the road could definitely be due to an entanglement or a relationship that you need to make a decision with. You could be striving for excellence in your career, and it not that you won't get it, but it may be very difficult because of some sort of attachment that you have through relationship. They have a third party on the side. This card keeps coming out. There could be somebody who you either know they have a third party, or you are in denial. Okay. And you may be struggling. Like, you understand? Like, all of a sudden now you're struggling to pay the bills, struggling with health, you're struggling with this, you're struggling with that. And a lot of times when you start struggling like that, it is not a punishment. Sometimes I used to say, maybe it's your ancestors getting your attention. I know that I was in a particular relationship that every time I left the relationship, my money increased. Okay. Every single time until I got it. Okay. Until I understood. I know some people who will get certain health ailments or breakouts or things like that. I've literally witnessed this. I know these people, you know what I'm saying? And in these capacities, unless you ask me, and that's just how I am as a reader, unless you ask me, I'm not going to tell you. Okay. And I have like a very strong rule that I rarely ever do readings for friends, because you tell them straight up the truth and they are going to stay in the situation. They won't. Some people get mad at you for telling you the truth. Some people just don't want to see it, don't want to hear it. They will come to you and ask you for the truth and still go back and do whatever they want to do, which is fine, because everybody needs to see things themselves. And like I said, referring to this, when we're talking about some sort of attachment to something at a lower frequency, you can be completely unable to see the truth, right? There is a veil over your face because of what you are connected to, a lot of times through sex. When you start mixing fluids, you are doing it's magic. Okay, it's an alchemy. Okay, so yeah, some of you, though, it could be environmental, right? In the workplace, I experienced that as well, where it is lowering your frequency and you can't even make a decision that is so clear. A decision that is so clear, but it is so difficult. Have you ever been in that situation where something, when you finally get out of it, you're like, damn, why I couldn't see that? Like, damn, I was that stupid? You're not stupid. Don't call yourself stupid. Okay. It is just because a lot of times we can't see clearly because we're in the fog. There's an illusion in front of us. Okay. And the moment that you break free from that thing, you start flowing. Like this car, you start flowing again. Things start turning into they get into alignment. You start reaching goals quicker than you've ever reached them. You start accelerating. You start feeling better. You start losing weight. You start looking better. All of a sudden you're in that flow state. Okay. Money is coming in large amounts, right? You're having fun. You're healing. Okay. Some of you may need some body work. It may not have to do with your particular job or career, right? But you may need some energy healing, okay? Physical therapy or exercise training, okay? Exercise was my breakthrough, and that's why I always am an advocate for it. It has nothing to do with losing weight. I have gained weight since I started working out. I've gained muscle, so, it's a little different. But it was my breakthrough because it made me raise my conscious level and see things clearly. I was at such a low vibrational level that I got comfortable in drama. I got comfortable in toxicity. Speaking real, I got comfortable in it. So therefore, I was not striving or trying to leave it. But then when I started raising my frequency compared to who I was connecting with, I started looking like people say, well, you look down on people. No, I just started saying, ill, yuck, this is grimy. This is ill, like literally, right? The video I was referring to this morning, even she says that when you start to raise your consciousness and then you lower again, you feel disgusting or it is painful. It is painful. Okay. So it's the same thing where, some people ask me, Chelsea, should I take this job as a means to an end or do this, even though I know it's below me or below my pay grade or below this, but just for a little while? It's a real dangerous game you're playing there, okay? Because essentially what you're saying is that you're giving up, right? Finding your vibrational match, and that's a conversation for itself. But then when you're saying, okay, I'm just going to do this for now, and I know it's stuck in the matrix, you will equate, I am what I do. I am what I provide. I am what I make, right? So already you're stuck in a box, thinking in the wrong way of thinking. But if you go and you say, okay, I'm just going to do this for a little while. Now you have all of these people around you who are down here where you just came from. And now you've lowered yourself down here. Now you start picking up all of the habits that you broke free from. And now you're getting comfortable in them again. And a lot of times in the Christianity, they call this, what do they call this? Backsliding. Okay. And now all of a sudden, a lot of times when you backslide, you go a lot further down than where you even came from. Okay. This is why this energy thing is real. Okay. It is so real. And this is why you have to protect yourself. Okay. All right. Let's see here what the tarot is saying. Let me stop right there just to make sure. Hold on. Because I think I might be running out of. Okay. Now let's take a look here and see what the tarot is saying. Had to get that out. It's amazing when you start opening yourself up to receive intuitive messages, which a lot of you are doing now, speaking to a lot of people who are practicing channeling and stuff. It will flow like that, and that's why I talk so fast, because I have to get out what is coming through. Let's take a look here, Aries, and see what's happening. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. This is a card of generosity, okay? This is a very generous person, a very generous giver, but she also receives equally, okay? I always like to look at the Queen of Pentacles as well as a nurturer, a mother, a caretaker, a giver, but also someone who is adorned with the finer things in life, sees and recognizes her worth as well, okay? Someone here who is enmeshed with the material world. Let's see here. What's the challenge? The challenge is the Five of Pentacles. So at a lower frequency, a lower vibration, if you will, or lack. Queen of Pentacles, very abundant. Five of Pentacles, very much not abundant. Okay. And this is the challenge position. In the tarot, the Five of Pentacles could be financial loss, hardships, and burdens. It also could be, you know, ghosting or being left out in the cold, or leaving somebody in the cold. I always like to say sometimes it's a cold turkey card. Like you're doing this thing and you know it's unhealthy and you got to go cold turkey because there is no in between, right? So there is some sort of challenge because fives represent challenge, which considering in the material world. What does Spirit want you to focus on? The Six of Cups, reciprocity and love and emotions. Are you receiving what you are giving or putting out? Okay. And I guess that question is already, it really, if you are, it's already answered. Honestly, you never have to ask that question. You never have to ask that question when you are literally in that receptive mode, right? If you have to ask that question, then you're probably not in the receptive mode, because you know, you're like attracts like, right? What you put out, you're automatically going to get back if you are in a healthy dynamic. Now, if you're not, you're just giving, right? Then it could be, I think you know that, all right? Let's see here. What's in the past position? We have the Tower, and it came out crossing. Aries and Scorpio energy here. A life-changing event, something that is shocking, an upheaval, a surprise. All right, it could be something that happened, okay? Could be something that happened that changed everything. I also like to see it as an epiphany card. It's like, oof, you're waking up now. What that building that was built on an unsturdy foundation was fake. It was a facade. It may have been adorned with jewels and glitter, but it was fake, okay? And it was fake because you know it was fake because once you started to put weight on it, it crumbled. It wasn't real. Same with some relationships, right? When you start to put weight on them, you start to see how really real they are. Okay. We have the Ace of Wands. This is crowning you, Aries. This is a new beginning, exciting, passionate, inspiration, or an opportunity that is being handed to you from the divine. Something here that you have to take action on, or you will be inclined to do so. We have the Hermit, Virgo energy here. This is removing yourself from a situation, wisdom, going within to seek wisdom. And like, that's what I said. A lot of times we don't see things clearly until we remove ourselves from a situation, and then we can make a sound decision. Seeing the Empress at the bottom of the deck. What is Aries energy here through this? The Magician. The Magician. The Magician says, I think I can, so therefore I can. Okay? That is a Magician card. This is someone who creates, who can get it done. Okay? Because they have all the tools there and aware that they can do and create whatever they desire. A true alchemist, Aries. This is your energy. You know it. You may have forgotten it, right? You know it, but you may have been put in situations where you forgot your own power. You forgot your own power. So in your environment, connected to the Queen of Pentacles, is the King of Swords and the Ace of Swords. This could be straight up communication coming from some sort of authoritative figure, telling the truth or speaking the truth in some situation, handing down justice, especially if this is an illegal court proceeding. The truth is being shown, especially around a work situation. If the Queen of Pentacles is representing a job, a work, or something that you receive finances from. Okay. Like I get the sense in some cases, it's like some people really couldn't see that they were being played or shortchanged at work or in a situation until they removed themselves from a situation. Something could have been exposed in the past. If this is a love situation, right, this is somebody having to see the truth of a situation, as difficult as it may be. The King of Swords is like, cut the bullshit, okay? You know, everything was cute and funny in the past, but now all of that fluff was confusing me, right? Now I'm seeing things a lot clearer, right? Now I'm seeing things a lot clearer. And with the Ace of Swords, I have to speak on it. I have to change the way that I was thinking. Ace of Swords is a new idea, new way of thinking, clarity, truth. So the Seven of Wands in reverse coming in the distant future here. It gives the energy of somebody who gives up trying. Like you were trying in a situation and it was so difficult and you realized that nothing that was supposed to be for me should have been this difficult. If I am, therefore I am. And if you are in your state of being, right, nothing that is for you is going to feel that difficult. Okay? I don't care what you've been taught, what you've been conditioned. It's going to come easy. It's going to come naturally. Am I going to say there's no work being put into? No, I'm not saying that. But if something is for you, right, it's not going to feel like scraping and fingernails being pulled back. Okay? And I'm seeing this as a wise decision being made with the Hermit here initially and the Seven of Wands in reverse further in the future. This is somebody making a conscious, wise decision to say that I was putting too much effort into this, and the wisest decision for me is to remove my energy from it because it has been draining me. Five of Pentacles. It has been draining my energy, has been draining my influence. It has been draining my finances. It's been draining my health. We have crossing here the Five of Swords. A lot of people have health ailments because they're in relationships they shouldn't be in. I could speak on that because I honestly feel like that is why my mom is no longer on this side. Although everything is divine, right, and in divine timing, but being connected to a narcissist will literally drain and kill you. And as I was saying that, the devil energy is right here. Five of Swords is crossing right here. Five of Swords is in the outcome. So and as I'm speaking about narcissists, that's Five of Swords, the devil card. That is the narcissist card. Five of Swords, somebody who's withholding the truth in order to gain what they desire, what they want, no matter, doesn't care who they hurt. Thing about narcissists, how you can tell a true narcissist is that if you take something away from them, they're going to throw a temper tantrum. And they may get volatile and may hurt someone. And that's what I mean when I say needing to win at all costs, no matter what. Okay? No matter what. Or the people who you take something away from them, they try to destroy you or try to ruin your character or try to, you understand? So when I'm seeing this Five of Swords come out crossing, I feel like someone is coming from up under the illusion of what they felt like was controlling them. And it may take time. Some of you could be a relationship, a family dynamic, a business partnership, or even something or someone that you worked for, because the devil can represent institutions. Okay? That's a conversation for another day. But when you think of devil energy, you think of institutions. All right? Think about that. In our world, where are the institutions? Anything that confines us to that matrix to control us, okay? And to think or take away our ability to choose, but tell us that we are choosing, all right? That's what I'm speaking of. Fork in the road in reverse. Feeling like the fork in the road in reverse doesn't just talk about not being able to make a decision, although there's a level of confusion. It's also giving up your right to choose. And that could come through complacency. And sometimes that can come through sheer exhaustion, right? So be kind to yourself. Sometimes that can come through sheer exhaustion and defeat. Being in a terrible situation for so long, you are just so exhausted, and you just say, you know what, it's easier to stay. It's easier to stay here. It's easier to be here in this relationship. At least I know what I'm going to get. At least I know the poison that I'm going to get this week. You understand? At least I get to pick out my whip. You know? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that sounds kind of morbid, but that's kind of what it is when you release your right to choose. You're releasing your right to choose, and you kind of know that it's going to be painful. Maybe it's a new, different type of pain, but you know what you're going to get. And that is what we have to raise. That's what we have to raise our consciousness. That's why we have to raise our vibration for. That's why we have to do things to continue to rise ourselves. Okay? Because then we get stuck in situations and relationships that we don't need to be in. And then guess what? That just takes our ability away to live. That's really what we're here to do. It's not to wait till we get to heaven to have heaven. We are allowed to have heaven on earth. Okay? And heaven on earth doesn't mean that you have to have the most money in the world. Okay? If you feel like you need the most money in the world to have heaven on earth, then you are in the matrix. Okay? You're still in the matrix. But it doesn't mean that you can't have tangible things either. Okay? It doesn't mean that you can't enjoy life. It doesn't mean... So if you are giving up your right to choose, you are giving up your ability to create your heaven on earth, whatever that may be for yourself. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye. I gotta go eat. See you guys later. Bye.